Are you bored with grids? Yeah, we can make them look a bit fancy, but at the end of the day, a grid is a grid. But they're pretty essential at the beginning. But now we're going to open up this island, and our next neighbouring town is going to be something completely different. So we're not just sticking with grids. We're going to have a bit more of a country feel for our next town. So I'm just going to open up some of my maps here. So we can, I think we can afford this. It's very, very touchy doing this. You got to be careful. Don't do this too early to buy too many tiles. Otherwise, normal mode will suck because we pay for tiles on a monthly basis in normal mode. So just remember that, folks. So make sure you've got a pretty robust, and I have. Mine's pretty robust right now, and I've got a good profit margin, but let it soak. When you build something, you don't see it on video because otherwise it'd be boring, but just let it soak in a little bit before you, start to unlocking tiles and drop-in services like it's out of fashion. Just remember, each tile costs you money each month in normal mode. So I'm not going to open all of them yet. I'm going to err on the side of caution. I'm just going to open this side of the map, I think, because I want to capture some of these at some point, but right now I don't need it. So I just need the connection where my new countryside village will be. So in this one, I am not going to flatten everywhere. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bit of path around and have a bit of hills, accentuate with a bit of trees like I've done in our starter town, which I still think is really good. So I'm going to flatten quite a bit of it, but I'm going to leave some hillsides. Not going to be huge mountains, it's just going to be hillsides. So I'm just going to touch it up and do a wrap around and try to follow what's left of the terrain. So I like to do as much on flat land as I can. So we'll try to flatten where we're going to be building, but it doesn't have to be everywhere. I want some hillsides, which are all topped with trees. So it's all going to look pretty natural. So let's do this. So let us get into build the road network, and yeah, let's see where we get with this. So that's the network built. It looks pretty good, pretty free flowing. I've got a little hilltop, little gridish thing at the top there, but it looks pretty cool. We've still got a bit of work to do here, because before I put any houses on this, we need to about think of how people are going to get, because I don't want them going through the town. I want them to have a highway or option. So we're going to put some sort of highway access in here as well. So that's what we'll look at doing now, I think. So let's just, I'm thinking all around this side here is where we'll put a connection, a road into a sort of university office area as well. But I want the highway just to traverse all the way across here, just on the edge of this island. So let's do that. All right, that's all flat and all ready. So let's put in a highway connection. So it's going to go all the way to the end of this island, and it will go across to our other island over there where I plan to put the downtime. But let's drop in the highway connections. Yeah, that looks pretty sweet. I hope you guys are following through all right on this. Obviously, I'm speeding up a few of these, for ease of the video, really. We will look at putting some, traffic control on these junctions, make sure our lane maths is okay, and then probably play about with the lights too as well, with our lights mod. So, but for now, let us concentrate on just fill this little gap out here. Just noticed that was slightly missing. Looks pretty good. And there we are with a bit of trees accentuating the hillside. Oh, looks pretty cool. So I'd probably get these few gaps in the middle. I think we're pretty much there, folks. So what we need to do now is obviously connect our highway to our highway. And this is going to be the tricky one. It is going to be a bit, because we've got this obviously connecting to here. So this is a good example of how we're going to put in a pretty bespoke highway interchange. So I want to keep this as is. So I just want to add to it, not take anything away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these a bit bigger roads. So let's take them up to a 4-lane road. Now they've got sound barriers on them, so I think I've gone too far with that one. Yeah, we have. Yeah. So okay, let me do this one. This one can't do it, so let me put Anarchy on. So Anarchy needs to go on just because the sound barrier doesn't fit under the bridge. So let's connect that up. It should look better now, I think. Keep Anarchy on. I always remember to take Anarchy off. I always forget, to be fair, but you can end up with some funky connections if you leave Anarchy on. Anarchy is a godsaver mod. So we got to think here about how we're going to connect. So we need to jump over all this, these sections here, and join to our new highway up there. So let's think about this in a logical format. So we got this one coming off here. So what I need to do, and the best way to do this, by the way, is pick a direction of the road. I'm just going to remove this for now. It's going to make it easy for us. So we'll put this back shortly. But for now, I think what I need to do is put a 2-lane up here, because I need 2 lanes to go up here. So this is going to have to come over this highway here. Sorry, this road. Which is pretty much going to have to come up decent height. I've got it 4.55. Will that clear it? Not quite. So let's see. Well, that's not too bad actually when you bring it out. There you go. That's the clearance I need. So 17.5 meters. So that should work. Right. So we've got the 2 lane coming up there, so that will go to my new highway. So that's for coming on and coming off for this one direction only. And that's what we got to, this is how you got to do it. You just got to, when you're doing bespoke like this, you just got to do it one lane at a time. So I'm just going to concentrate on this 1 lane here. So I've got to come up a little bit above this, so need to come up a little higher. Let's see, I think 20 might do it. Let's have a look to see where that looks. That looks okay. Now, this is where we split up. So I want 1 lane highway off ramp onto this side. And before I do that, I always forget I need to make this a 3-lane highway. So I've got that off ramp and on ramp capabilities. So we'll do that to both sides and then I won't forget. I'll give that a bit more, I think. Yeah, give that more of a runoff. Right, so back to here. So we're using our 1 lane on ramp. So that'll come onto this side here like so. And then I need to bring this other one up. And this is going to go over and onto the other. I remember this is just 1 lane. So that should clear it all right. So So we just get our layer math right there. Whoops. That's it. That's better. That looks all right. So that one will feed around and going in the other direction, which doesn't go anywhere right now, but eventually it will. So it's future proofing it. So let us might as well take that all the way actually from the other connection then. And the hope is that a lot of our traffic will choose this route rather than going through. I just want to get rid of that one tile. Hopefully this other route, this will stop all traffic going through our town, and they'll choose the highway connection instead. So let's take it down a couple, and then down a couple of more. Okay, now I should just be able to filter this right in here. So, oh, that's not going right there. Why is it not going right there? I think it might be too close again. So let's take this back again. Okay, let's get it to where it's pretty much as close to 0 incline as possible, and then down a couple, and then there we go. That looks like it's better. That's quite a nice sweep there, actually. Yeah, happy with that. And we can tidy these up after. I mean, if you find that angle a bit too obtuse, we can soften that up at a later point. Let's just get the infrastructure in place right now. So that's one lane done. So now we need to just fix this one. So this is putting back in for this one that we took out. So that should be about there. So let's see if we can play about with. Need to come up quite a bit more actually. Could be a little finicky. Let's just take this out for now, and we'll look at doing something different perhaps off that one. So let's bring this up, and then it is just like that. That looks all right. Perfect. So that's one connected. So I've paused obviously my simulation right now because I'm affecting real traffic here. So okay, that's a bit janky, but we'll fix that. Let's get this in now. So this can go, see if we can bring this over. Let's see how far we can actually get this up without affecting the other lane above that. What was it there? So that'll do. Now, if we can go up a little higher just to jump over this, let's see what we can do here. So that's on, up. Oh, no, I had it then. Sometimes a different angle can give you a different result. I think that should look all right. Now, this is going to be quite a difficult one to get in. Let's see if it'll work. I think this is too close, to be honest. So let's see what that looks like. Oh, it's not too bad, actually. So we know that's in, that's in. Yep, that looks all right. So we're now back to normal, and we've got one lane done. So now we can concentrate on this second lane. So this second lane here, okay, I don't know why I did that actually, because I'm gonna need to delete it in a minute, because we'll have to do a very similar exercise to this. So let's upgrade that again to 4 lanes. There's no okay, that's a bit dodgy. There's no sound barrier needed on this side, so we don't need anarchy to get under the bridges. So this has got to come out over here, and then it's got to meet all these here as well. So we've got 2 lanes coming off, which is all we need. So let's see if we can do this now. So let's bring that down to there. And let us add, again, a 2-lane one-way. like we did before, but this is coming in from the other direction. So to save us messing about, let's start this over here, I think. So this has got to get over this direction there, and then all the way to that bit there. So let me do it this way because it's going to be much easier for me to work it out, I think. It's quite tricky when you've got existing roads. This is not an easy junction to have. So, but how many real life ones are like this? Even in the UK here, there's some spaghetti junctions. We have a famous one actually in Birmingham, which is actually called Spaghetti Junction. Okay, so let's see. We can get this just about here. We're going to have to turn this around once this is in. So let's see if I can get this fed in. That looks okay, actually. Right, it's going in the wrong direction, but we'll fix that in a minute. So I need to first connect to this closest one here. So let's bring it up to, let's see if that will go over there, like so. That should be all right at 20 meters. So let's bring it down from here and then bring it out and lift it up. We know we got to get to 20 meters. So let's see if we can bring it up there. Yeah, something like that. Give it up a couple to 18.75. Now we should be able to keep it to 180, then bend it round. It is a bit sharp, that though, so let me just go a bit closer. Yeah, it's got to actually jump over that one as well, so now it's quite high. So, well, now let's bring this down as a double. Now that should go onto that side like so. Yeah, that'll work. And now the last thing we need is just this one. So that is going up there like so. Yeah, it's been a bit acute. Yes, too straight, that one, isn't it? I mean, it's workable. It does it, but I don't know, it just doesn't look appealing. So let me try and make that bend a little bit more of a bend rather than a sharp angle. So let's do it like that. So I'm trying to do an angle on an angle here. So let's just bring it a bit ahead and let's see if that will work. That looks a bit better. Oh, if I can get it doing. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Excellent. Let's just tidy this one up. So this one, again, just needs to connect to that one. So that needs to go to there. So let me do it from this side. I can change the thingy after. So look to see what. Let's see if I can do it here. There we go. That's much nicer. Excellent. Let's do the lane math and get these down to 2 lanes in the middle of these junctions, and that's perfect. Well, not perfect, but it's in. I might come back at a later point just to tidy that up. But it's in. It's working. It looks good. So I'm going to just bring my mansion. I think this suits better over here. This is a good place for an architect mansion. And now we just need to fill her up. So what we need in here is, let's get some schools in, basic services, then we'll add some fire and ambulance later. So that should go there probably. Excellent. Right, let's get some buildings in and some paths. Right, first half done. All building up, looking pretty swell. Certainly makes a big difference, and look at that. My plan is working, using the highway. Perfect. Perfect. Nice. This is a little dodgy here, so it might better. Let's look at lane controller, which is on our traffic mod. So first of all, let me put in asymmetric road so I get an extra turning lane on this side. So I'll knock that down to 2 lanes on the oncoming, and I'll get an extra turning lane in. And that will make it a bit easier for us. Yeah, definitely. Lights are a bit, yeah, might need some extra stuff. Let's have a look how it looks. Yeah, lane controller's not too bad actually. No, I think I like that. The traffic looks pretty good, to be fair. But let's put some custom phases in, and then we make sure we covered everything. So let's put in our pedestrians first. Let's pause it, because if you don't pause it, it just makes it a bit awkward. So that should be all right. I'm automatically putting turn on red here as well, which is green if there's no other traffic, blue if it's to yield to oncoming traffic. So the next phase will be this way, I think. So we'll let that go straight on, and we should be able to turn right here, but we'll put it on yield onto the blue, and then on green there's nothing to stop that one turning. All right. Okay, the next, I think is that it. I think we just need to do this one now, and then we should be covered, I think. Excellent. So we can save that. Looking pretty good. So there we go, folks. We've got a functioning, I'll do the rest of the lights later. We've got a fully functioning countryside town. And there we go, folks. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.